Previously, in the failure frame, after being thrown into the dungeon by the goddess, Mimori found that his skills, which the goddess made fun of for being the weakest, were very useful. Mimori started to hunt down all the monsters that came his way to level up as much as he could, and while exploring the dungeon, he discovered that there were many others who were also betrayed by the goddess, and among them was the strongest hero whom the goddess used and threw him here. He had many things on him he kept for the people who would come after him, and Mimori took them all and found that there's a boss of the dungeon whom he has to kill in order to leave. But even a slight moment could make a hole on his head, and even the strongest hero failed to kill this one, because it uses human souls to play with its prey. Or his prey gets scared and begs for life, it gets more happy seeing them, so Mimori did the same, but he only acted like that and caught the soul eater off guard. Then after killing it, he finally got the item to open the door and left the dungeon. As for his backstabbing friends, Yamada was hunting down his monster, and others were also doing pretty much the same for level up. Just leveling up to 18 makes them happy, yet there's Kabato who can't kill anything, so a Seijai comes in to talk with her. She knows her class is useless because their egos are too damn high, plus they have rankings like S or ABC among them, so she made the first move and made her faction already, and she wants Kabato to join her because time will come when everyone will be divided. But for now she had captured a monster and wants Kabato to kill it, or else goddess will do the same with her as she did to Mimori. So she killed the monster and remembers how kind Mimori used to be, that he saw the injured kitty and took it to care for it, and somewhere around Castle Ayaka woke up after goddess hit her that hard. And yet goddess made a foul act that she is in deep loss for what happened to Mimori and made the excuse that it's the law of the kingdom. But right now even Ayaka has to conduct the ritual. Everyone had already left to test out if they could kill a monster or not, and several failed and they were asked to leave, so Ayaka made it clear that she was not on her side. And Vicious took it too lightly and thinks weaks are to be disposed of, while S-class are valuable. So Ayaka said she will fulfill her duty as AS rank but on the condition that she won't harm the weak. She accepted the terms, and the deal was done. And aside from all this, there was a girl on the run trying to get away from the peoples chasing her. But they were persistent with the chase and one of them wanted to have fun with her as they captures her and tortures her. They are called Holy Watchers, and not knowing this, Mimori was now out and sought his stats that he could call off paralyze at will, as well as poison to avoid killing. So he finds some monster to try this out while he heard the fighting noises of slimes. They were bullying the little weak guy, and then the little one stood up for himself. Mimori liked it and saved the little one, and scares the other slimes away. But he didn't undo the paralyze on the little guy and told him he won't kill him and apologized for not saving him sooner. Then he undid the paralyze to leave, but the slime then started to follow Mimori. I guess Kevin found his partner in a new world. As for the girl, she was exhausted from the run. And Mimori told the slime to watch his back. There he was reading the forbidden spell book of the hero Anglin, so he told the slime that his goal now is revenge. But slime was fine with it and Mimori named it Pigamaru. But now, the elf girl had no choice but to stop and fight the watchers as they were closing in on her. She started the chant to use her sword dance, Spirit Regalia, but the watcher runs into Mimori. He started to act scared of these guys as they wanted to rip him off of his life and valuables. They were going to hide thinking they are undefeated, so Mimori tried to back off, but they noticed it. The purple head wanted to test out his new blade to see its sharpness. And Mimori was acting scared, and as he attacked him, he paralyzed them all. Which was good because his ailment skills works on humans too, and judging by their intention, these are far from being good people. In other words, they are scums, so the nature of law suggested eye for an eye. So Mimori had prepared himself to kill even humans to exact revenge on his classmates and killed them all, and their elf senses that Watcher's presence vanished suddenly. Yet she was on guard because there's one presence she could sense, and if he's the killer then he's sure to be strong that he killed all four of them alone. Plus spirits around her were scared as well, so she attacks the direction presence came from, but it was slime and Mimori was behind her. He outsmarted her with slime, and now he's keeping her just paralyzed. Elf was perplexed as to why, and Mimori told her he's lost because he's new around here and wants to know the way out, but Elf asked about those four. And Mimori thought they were her friends, but she declined, and Mimori lifted the paralyze only from her head for her to talk normally. It's obviously good to be on guard rather than chill. Because of what had happened, trust issues comes naturally for Mimori, but first Elf wanted to confirm something. It's about those four and Mimori said he had killed them, but Elf found it hard to believe because they were holy watchers. Mimori answered honestly. His friend and Elf thanked him for answering honestly, so she also promised to answer his questions. Something about her made Mimori feel that she is not a bad person. And then Mimori asked a lot of questions, like where they are and whatever common knowledge he needs. As for the last, he wanted to know about this language. Elf realized it's some ancient text so she can't read it, but she told him a witch known as the Witch of Taboo might know something. But she's dangerous and if he wants to find her he has to go to the land of Golden Eyes Monster. Then this counts up for everything and now comes the parting time. But Mimori won't free her immediately for security reasons and Elf was fine with it. Her good nature reminds him of his aunt and with those feelings he goes off without killing her. But there are chances she might come after to kill him. But Slime is on the job to keep an eye on the back. But the elf wasn't just some randomly girl. She was the princess of the old half-elf nation and had a heavy bounty on her head. Her name was Sarah's Ashrain. And right here, our video ends for today. By the way, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, the playlist link is in the description. Please go there to watch episode 2 to understand the storyline perfectly, and if you watched the previous episodes, then like the video and subscribe the channel to support me. Until next time.